Hello everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. My name is Robert Ho. Today I will discuss about Nmap. As many of you have known, Nmap is one of the most popular tools that a lot of ethical hacking use. So here is my presentation. Okay, uh, I have a lab setup here with three VMs. Okay, the first one is Kali Linux with .103 IP address. Windows 7 is the Windows 7. I'm going to use this as my zombie, right? I'm going to use this for a zombie, and then this is the victim machine, right? This is the victim, and this is going to be the attacker. Okay, so if students do not know how to set up the Kali, Windows 7 and Metasploit, make sure that you set up the VM first before you can do this lab exercise. As you notice that I'm using VirtualBox with three VM, Windows 7, Kali Linux. Make sure you use the latest one, 2020, because if students use the old one, the repositories may not be able to be updated. Okay, it will give you an error message when you try to do some update. All right, so try to use the latest Kali Linux, which is as of May 20th, 2020 is Kali Linux 2020. All right, and Metasploitable. All right, here is the IP address as I mentioned to you. I have three of these. So, uh, Nmap is originally written by Frank Magazine. Is one of the most popular port scanning tools, right? There are new features frequently added. Okay, the GUI front is called Nmap. Okay, makes working with complex options much easier, right? The most standard tool for security professional. For example, you can run an Nmap 193.145.85.201, right? So it will scan every port on the computer with this IP address. Okay, so here is a little bit of introduction, and there are hundreds of port scanning tools available. So I would suggest students focus on the most widely used and the popular one because it is very difficult to learn all of the tools. Consider the constraint of the time, and many other reasons. So therefore, I choose Nmap. There are so many other tools available on the internet if you do some more research. Okay, but do not use this as one tool exclusively. Maybe you can try another one, right? Two or three tools, okay, regarding port scanning. All right. Uh, so what is open port, right? Port scanning status. Before we do the lab, students need to understand what is open port, closed port, and the filter port. Open port, that means the port and application can be vulnerable to attack. Allow access to application and can be vulnerable to attack. Okay. The closed port does not allow entry or access to a service. Okay. Filter port might indicate that the firewall is being used to allow specified traffic into and out of the network. So if it say and open and then pipe filter, it may be open, but also the firewall might be used. Okay, so that can be two indication. If it's a closed filter, that means firewall may be used or the port may be closed as well. So the Nmap cannot determine which one. So that's what it means by the different type of port scanning status. Okay, so there are many different type of port scan. Okay, you have X scan, fin scan, UDP scan, and some other messages. Okay, and some other scans. Okay, so let's discuss some of the most popular one here. It's called new scan, right? New scan, basically the scan does not set any bits. That means TCP flag header is 0. Okay, Nmap -sn. Another one is fin scan, which is dash sf uppercase, set just the TCP fin bit. Okay. The other one is called Christmas scan. Christmas scan, the the option is dash s x uppercase. Okay. Set the fin, push and earth flag is like lighting the packets up like a Christmas tree. Okay. So these are some of the most popular one: new scan, fin scan, Christmas scan. Earlier on the slide, this is also popular. So student may have to do some experiment to get familiar with some of the Nmap. All right. So let's talk about the Christmas here. Okay, the Christmas scan, basically the fin, push, and earth flag are set. So if the port is open, there will be no response. Okay. If when you run the Christmas scan nmap -x dash s x and the target IP address, it return or it reply no response. That means the scan went through. Okay. They assign you as an open and filter. Okay. However, when you run an Nmap Christmas scan and the port is closed, it will respond to a reset package. Okay. So let me put in another word. Let's say that student run a Christmas scan. Okay. If the port is closed, it will reply a reset package. Student can see the flow using Wireshark. Okay. But when student run the Christmas scan and no response, that means the scanning go through, right? That means the scanning went through. Is assigned state open and filter. Okay. So let me give you an example. Here I have Kali Linux, right? I have a Kali Linux. I'm gonna run a Christmas scan here. Okay. Here is my Kali, okay, .103. So if I run this one, sudo nmap -s Christmas, I'm gonna run 192.168.56. Let's use the metasploit. Okay, so let me see if I can do this one. Let's do the metasploit here, right? My metasploit is 105. Okay, so I'm gonna run this 105. All right. They will ask you for a password because this is require a privilege mode. Okay. With the form. Okay. Notice that I just ran a Christmas scan to the metasploit, right? There are 977 closed port, and these are open and filter or filter, open or filter, right? So the Christmas scan, as I mentioned to you on the slide here, right? since when I run the Christmas scan is no response, the state they give you open and filter. Okay, so that means the scanning went through. Okay, all of this port went through. Okay, the closed port, the 977 closed port, it will give us a reset package. Okay, and if we cannot ping the target machine, it will say filter. It cannot determine. All right, ICNP unreachable error. Right, is filter. So basically, it has a firewall. We cannot determine whether it is open or closed. All right. All right. So that's a Christmas scan. So sometime in the CH examination or exam, they may ask you, when you run a Christmas scan, if there was if there if there was no response, what state is that? The answer is open port. Okay, but the state is open filter. But if it's closed port, the reply will be reset. Okay. All right. That's Christmas scan. So let's do the other one, right? The other one is, instead of Christmas scan, let's do the idle, right? I like to do the idle one. Let me see the idle. Where's the idle here? Did I have the idle here? Here we go. Idle, right? Idle scan use an idle host or zombie computer, right? Let me explain to you the command, right? Nmap -si, that means idle. This is my zombie machine. I'm going to use my Windows 7, which is .105, as my zombie machine, and I'm going to target to this one, my metasploitable machine, VM, right? So the command is -si, idle scan. You need to put the target of IP address, the zombie machine IP address, and then the target IP machine, the target IP address of the machine, right? So when you run an idle scan, basically this is called a stealth. It's a stealthy scan. Stealthy scan. That means they escape from detection, right? We actually the one that run the Nmap scan, but using the zombie. So the target machine will not know that we are actually the one that run the Nmap scan. So this is considered like a stealthy scan. Okay, so let's try again. Let me see. Here, right? Nmap sudo nmap we're gonna use -i si idle 192.168.56.102. We're gonna use zombie. Okay, let me see, this is my Windows 7 machine. I'm gonna use this for a zombie IP config, right here. You see that .102 network, .102 host, right? I'm gonna use this Windows 7 as my zombie machine, and then I'm gonna use -pn to ignore discovery, and then I'm gonna run 192.168.56.105. Boom, there we go. Notice that it's say incremental, right? Idle scan using zombie, I'm using zombie. So the target machine wouldn't know that I'm the one who actually run the Nmap. So let's wait for a while, see what they give it to you. Alright, so now you notice that it written as an address, right? You see this? These are the ports that are open, right? Idle scan using zombie, and this is my target machine. These are all the port open, right? 977 close and filter port because it has firewall either. So close, the state of close and filter, that means Nmap cannot determine whether it is closed or possibly it is filtered by the firewall. All right. So these are idle scan. All right. So we have a Christmas scan. This is Christmas. I think I'm gonna put this together because this is belong to this one. Christmas, idle, and there is another one called null, right? So let's try the null one. Okay. The null. Okay. Null. I'm gonna say null as and like this. Okay. Okay. They give you the same thing too, right? The prop result 977 close, and these are open and filter. Notice that these stealthy scans, the Christmas, nulls, and idle, you have student need to understand the assigned state and the prop response. If there is no response, that means it went through the scanning, right? It went through. The state indicate open and filter. But if it's closed, if the port are closed, it will reply you a reset flag, okay? Or it can give you a sign state filter if it is ICNP unreachable, right? If the because it get blocked by the firewall. All right. So these are some of the most popular one. All right. Let me see you another one. This is a connect scan. This is the most common one, right? Complete three-way handshake, the most reliable and detectable because of full connection established, right? The open port reply with the sync act, and the closed port reply with the reset act. Okay, this is kind of quite popular, so I'm gonna run this one again. I'm gonna run this. Okay, so here as T. Okay, this is the most detectable by the intrusion detection system, IDS, right? Because complete three ways handshake. Okay. If student do not know what this three-way handshake is, when the communication is started, uh, it will send you a sync act, and then act. Okay, remember that sync act, and act. That's called a three-way handshake. This is the most reliable and but it is detectable because full connection is established, right? Remember that if the port is open, it will reply sync act. If the closed port, it will reply with the reset. So let's do this one. Here we go. It gives you the result. All right. Uh, what else I need to know here? So we talk about this one, right? Port scanning status. Student need to understand this well. The different type of port scan. Okay. These are the most popular one. Make sure that student need to use privilege. Student must be in the privilege mode. Null scan, fin scan, and Christmas scan. This type of scan are considered stealthy. Okay. Uh, what else here? Christmas, null. We can talk about that. Idle. All right. All right. I think that's about it, right? So Thank you. Hopefully that this video is informative to you. Be sure to experiment and play around with some of the Nmap tools. Okay. Thank you very much.